Hi, this is Usha. Welcome to Rathod's IAS classes. Today in this lecture, we are going to see current affairs of 2nd January 2022. In this lecture, we are going to see 8 topics which are very much relevant from our UPSC point of view. So let us have a small introduction regarding those topics that we are going to discuss in this lecture. So first topic, it is about GST collections. So this article says that in month of December, GST collections have been below, that is lower than 1.3 lakh crore. So here we need to know about what are the GST collections, and here we need to know some of the important details which are given in this article. So this will be important from our economy point of view, which mainly comes under our GS paper 3. And next topic, it is about 12 devotees killed, 15 injured in this Vaishno Devi temple, temple stampede. So because of this, due to January 1st, that is New Year celebrations, so many people, they want to visit this Vaishno Devi temple, and because of that led to increase in the rush in these temples, finally led to stampede. So in this stampede, 12 devotees, they were killed. Okay, so here we need to focus on this Vaishno Devi temple. So this will be important from your prelims. So this topic is important from your art and culture point of view, which mainly comes under your history under GS paper 1. And next topic, it is about Alluris Sita Ramaraju. Alluris heroics need nation's attention. So 125th anniversary celebrations are going on from January 2nd. So in this context, you need to know some facts regarding this Alluris Sita Ramaraju, because whenever you are getting like 100th anniversary or 50th anniversary or 75th anniversary, 125th or 150th, so that will be very important from UPSC mains and prelims. So here in this prelims, you may get question regarding this Alluris Sita Ramaraju for sure. And next topic, it is about a stripped number of Sundarbans. So it is regarding the tiger numbers in Sundarbans. So this is important from our environment and ecology. And next topic, it is about crossing the border, being through elephant's lens. So here, whenever we are going to any forest, now we are going for developmental projects, and we are mainly focusing on increased connectivity in remote areas. So because of that, we are mainly going for fences. We are going for laying down of fences around this forest, such that there will be decreasing of chance of human animal conflict. But here this article saying that even though if you are going for fences or anything, mainly if you want to stop the movement of animals or to stop the movement of this human animal conflict, so if you're thinking about this crossing out of these fences or borders, so this article mainly focused regarding so in the view of elephant. So we are going to discuss that will be important from our environment and ecology, which mainly comes under GS paper 3. And next topic, it is about fiber benefit. So here, if you are taking different kinds of foods, some foods are rich in carbohydrates, for example rice, wheat, etc., and some foods are high in proteins like pulses, and some foods are high in fiber, for example leafy vegetables, and some vegetables like ridge gourd, etc., so they are having high fiber content. So as you all know that fiber content is very, very important, because if you are having some problems like constipation, so normally doctors will advise to take fiber foods. Fiber is also rich in vegetables and as well as fruits. So this article mainly saying that so how immunotherapy, which mainly showing some difference in high fiber taking patients and as well as low fiber taking patients. So here this article mainly talking about what are the benefits of fiber. So this will be important from our science and technology point of view. And next topic, it is about prehistoric pollution. So this article mainly talking about algal bloom. So if you have gone through your environment statics syllabus, you will be having a topic called as algal bloom. So here this article says that so not only this industrial era which is causing this algal bloom, but even during our history times, during our medieval history times like Mughal period also, so there was a problem of this algal bloom. So this is important from our environment and ecology. And next topic is about dark genome. So here we need to focus on what is this genome. So this will be important from our science and technology. So these are 8 topics. Now we are going to have our discussion. So let's get started with our discussion and let us try to see first topic. Title says GST collections slip below rupees 1.3 lakh crore. Okay, so it is talking about our GST collections. So GST collections in month of December, that is somewhat low when we are comparing with that of this 1.3 lakh crore. So now let us try to see this article in a very great detail. So first we are going to see context, and later on we are going to see some details, and later on we are going to see some facts regarding GST, and we are also need to know about what is significance of this GST as well. So if you are talking about context, it mainly says that here gross GST, that is goods and services tax collections. Okay, so here this goods and services tax collections hit a 3-month low. So now in the month of December we are seeing the collections of GST which is low in the month of December, and it is about 1.29 crores. It is like 1,29,780 crore rupees. So if you are focusing or if you are comparing this GST collection with pre-pandemic levels, that is in 2019. So when you are comparing with 2019 and 2021 December, it is like 26% higher. Okay, so if you are comparing with pre-pandemic levels with this December 2021, it is 26% higher, and if you are comparing with 2020, it is like 13% more. So now let us try to see some details. If you see some details, it mainly says that revenues from import of goods. Okay, revenue from import of goods in the month of December, they were 36% higher than in 2020. Okay, so if you're talking about revenue from import of goods, whenever we are importing any goods, on this goods import duty will be imposed by government. Okay, so even on this here GST will be imposed, right? So here this GST or revenues from this import of goods in December, they were 36% higher when we are comparing with this 2020 as well. And if you are talking about domestic transactions, okay, domestic transaction, it is 5% more. And if you are talking about what is the thing which mainly highlighted by our finance ministry highlighted that GST collections. Our finance ministry highlighted that GST collections in month of December, which is mainly reflecting transactions undertaken in November, were close to rupees 1.3 lakh crore. So these are some important details which are given in this article. And if you are focusing on some facts regarding this GST, that is goods and services tax. So as you all know, if you are talking about types of taxes, we are having normally two types of taxes. First one is direct tax, second one is indirect tax. So what is direct tax? So here, based on your income, so the direct tax will be imposed by government. That means if you are having higher revenue or higher income or higher profits, then you have to pay high amount of taxes to government, right? So it is a progressive tax. That means if your income or if your profits are increasing, and you need to pay more taxes to government. But if you're talking about this indirect taxes are nothing but, for example, even though if you are rich or even if you are very much poor, so you need to pay those indirect tax to government here. So if you're talking about, for examples of this direct tax, for example, income tax, corporate tax, gift tax, etc. Those will come under this direct taxes. For example, indirect tax here is a GST, goods and service tax. So if you are a beginner, you need to know that this GST, it is indirect tax that should be paid by even rich and poor. Okay, so here because of this indirect taxes, which mainly affect the poor, because rich people, they will be having money and they can easily pay these taxes. But even though if you are not having money also, you have to pay this indirect taxes. So because of these indirect taxes which mainly affect the poor, so those are called as regressive tax. Okay, those are called as regressive tax. So this is some introduction regarding this taxation in India. So if you are talking about this GST, it is indirect tax. Okay, and this tax will be imposed on both goods and as well as services. Okay, so it is called as goods and services tax. And here this GST tax, it is a value added tax, and this tax which mainly imposed on the goods and as well as services which are meant for domestic consumption. So when we came up with this GST in year 2017, okay, 2017 we came up with this GST, and this GST, it is one nation one tax. and it is a destination based tax. But earlier, what are the taxes which are present? They are mainly imposed at the stage of production level. But here this GST which is mainly imposed at the destination based. Okay, whenever consumers they are going and buying so and so product or so and so services, they here this consumer need to pay this tax. To understand this destination tax, I will be saying, so if you're many of you are watching this news analysis, they will be preparing for any competitive examinations, for example railways or bank, or for example state public service examination or UPSC. So if you want to take any course, either you can talk about offline and as well as online. So they will be saying like so the entire foundational course will be like 1,50,000, like that, and they say that you have to pay extra GST. Okay, so here not only this, if you want to purchase any online course, so they will say that here the cost of this so and so price here is 7,500 rupees and you have to pay GST. Okay, so in this way, here wherever you are getting this education services, for example you are UPSC aspirant, or if you are a public service examination aspirant, if you want to buy any courses, you have to pay GST extra, right? And this is some example I want to give so that you can understand what is this destination based tax. So it is mainly paid by consumer and it is remitted to the government by businesses selling the goods and services. For example, you are paying that GST to so and so coaching center, and after that paying, so this coaching center which is responsible to mainly this GST that need to be paid to government. And if you're talking about GST, different types are present. For example, we have central GST, state GST and IGST. So central GST will be levied by center, state GST, SGST will be levied by state, and IGST will be levied on goods and services which are mainly between the interstate, that means from one state to another state, right? So we are talking about GST which is mainly decided by GST Council, and this GST Council is a constitutional body, and this GST Council which mainly headed by our Union Finance Minister, and it is one of the key decision making body of a GST. So these are some important facts that you need to remember regarding this GST. And now let us try to see what is significance. So what are the some important changes that we got after implementation of this GST in India. So first and the foremost thing here is, after implementation of this GST, we went for better compliances. Okay, we had better compliances because GST very much helped in achieving better tax compliances by subsuming multiple taxation, and this GST also helped for reduction of tax burden as well. And next one is, it also helped for automated tax ecosystem. So we went for automatic indirect tax ecosystem. For example, we came with e-invoices or to tracking the movement of goods and as well as services, and we have e-way bills, such that we went for automated or digital tax ecosystem so that the loopholes are very much low. And by this GST, we are also having e-invoices and as well as more revenue. So through this e-invoicing system, which mainly helped for reducing of this fake invoicing, and we are using mainly technology with online bill generation. Okay, so because of this, it mainly resulted in smoother transactions, and even that e-invoices also increased this tax compliance as well. And it also helpful for logistical efficiency and production cost cut as well. And next important significance here is lesser transaction cost. So after introduction of this GST, there has been a significant reduction in the transaction cost. So there is also reduction mainly seen, okay, in even interstate movement of products as well. And next one is, it also helpful for cooperative federalism. So the custom portals, they are especially linked with these GST portals, such that what happened, it will be also helpful for cooperative federalism between the center and as well as state. That will be helpful for increasing of cooperation between the center and as well as state. And this GST also helpful for improving of ease of doing business in India. Okay, before implementation of GST and as well as after implementation of GST, so ease of doing business ranking was very much improved. And next one is, it also gave more freedom because of this GST which mainly implemented in a country, right? So suppliers, traders, manufacturers, they are mainly come into this organized sector, and because of this they have more freedom to choose best vendors, best suppliers, and even other stakeholders for best pricing, etc. And finally, this GST also helped for implementation, or we can say like improvement in our competitiveness. So GST has improved the competitiveness of domestic industries in the international market, even by removing some hidden and as well as embedded taxes. So these are some important things that you need to remember regarding this topic. And I want to ask you one question. What might be reason? So please make a note here. What might be reasons for decreasing of GST collections in month of December? Okay, so let me know at least 2 to 3 points regarding. So what might be the reasons for decreasing of GST collections in December? So if you are following our news channel daily, then you might have got at least 2 to 3 reasons behind this. So let me know those reasons. Okay. And next topic, it is about 12 devotees killed, 15 injured in Vaishno Devi temple. Okay. So here we need to focus on this Vaishno Devi temple. So if you're talking about context, it mainly says that 12 devotees were killed and 15 were injured in this Vaishno Devi temple stampede. So this Vaishno Devi temple, which is located in Jammu. So here this is the image of this temple during night time. And if you see before the stampede, you can see how many people they are mainly stand in queue here. So because of this increasing of rush of these devotees into this temple, that led to stampede. So we're talking about some facts regarding this Vaishno Devi. Vaishno Devi temple is one of the most popular Hindu temple, and this Hindu temple dedicated to Hindu goddesses. And this temple is located in this Trikuta mountains of Jammu and Kashmir. So you have to remember this Trikuta mountains. And if you're talking about the altitude of this temple, it is located at 5,200 feet above sea level. And temple is like 13.5 kilometers from this Katra. Okay. And from Katra, there are a number of transportation facilities like ponies, electric vehicles, etc. such that we can reach this Vaishno Devi temple. So these are some important things that you need to remember. And now let us try to see next topic. Title says Alluris heroics need nation's attention. So this article mainly talking about Alluri Sita Ramaraju. So Alluri Sita Ramaraju, he was one of the famous freedom fighter, especially tribal freedom fighter, and he played an important role in India's freedom struggle. So here, why this is a news? Because this is 125th birth anniversary of this Alluri Sita Ramaraju. So in history, one important fact that you need to remember here is whenever any centenary celebrations or whenever any 50th anniversary, 150th anniversary that is happening, means that will be very, very important from our UPSC prelims and mains point of view. And you might can expect a question regarding this Alluri Sita Ramaraju in your prelims, upcoming prelims in June 5th. Okay. So if you're talking about context, it mainly says that revolutionary freedom fighter who gave sleepless nights to the mighty British, Alluri Sita Ramaraju's 125th birth anniversary will begin on January 2nd. Okay, amidst the demand for national recognition of a revolutionary hero. So actually, you know that Alluri Sita Ramaraju, he was revolutionary freedom fighter, and he was responsible for some sleepless nights for these Britishers. And this year we are celebrating this 125th birth anniversary of this Alluri Sita Ramaraju. So if we are talking about details, it mainly says that despite being a household name in 2 Telugu states, that is Manyam hero, and his battles with the Britishers during this independence struggle, they were obscured by the time of history bias. Okay, so this article mainly says that. So here this Alluri Sita Ramaraju was famous with one name, that is Manyam hero, in 2 Telugu states. So because of this, already you know that whatever the struggle he did, okay, so his struggle is slowly moving out of younger generation minds when the country is now unearthing new war heroes. So because of this, now recently what happened, Government of India, which is mainly coming with celebration of this tribal leaders anniversary. So recently we celebrated this Janjatiya Gaurav Divas on commemoration of this Birsa Munda's birth anniversary. Right, so in the same way, the people who were mainly fought for our Indian freedom, So they need to be respected, right? So in the same way, how we are respecting this Birsa Munda as Janjatiya Gaurav Divas, so in the similar respect that should be also given for this Sita Ramaraju for his great role in our Indian freedom struggle. So this is the thing which mainly said by author. So we are talking about some facts regarding this Alluri Sita Ramaraju. So in 1922, here Indian revolutionary, that is Alluri Sita Ramaraju, led Rampa rebellion. So you can also get a question regarding this Rampa rebellion as well. So Rampa rebellion, which held in 1922, it is one of the tribal movement, right? So here Indian revolutionary in that is Alluri Sita Ramaraju, who mainly led this Rampa rebellion against this British Raj, and he mainly raised this to for the imposition, or we can say like, so mainly it is against 1882 Madras Forest Act. So due to this Madras Forest Act, which mainly affected the free movement of tribal community within their own forest. So under these implications of this act, so community was unable to fully carry out their traditional Podu agriculture system. So Podu, it is nothing but a shifting agriculture that is seen in Andhra Pradesh, right? So because of this, the armed struggle came into a violent end in year 1924, when Ramaraju was captured by the police forces and they tied to a tree and shot by firing a squad. Okay, so he was very much famous with this Manyam Virudu, or the hero of the Chengal. So this is just of this topic, and I hope it is very much clear. Now let us try to see next topic. It is regarding these tigers, right? So if you are talking about title, it mainly says that a stripped remainder to the Sundarbans. Okay, it is talking about a stripped remainder to this Sundarbans. So so in this tigers, we can see on the on the skin of tiger, we can see some stripes. So even regarding this stripes, there is one important theme, that is M stripes. Even in 2017, there was one question regarding this M stripes, regarding counting of this number of tigers, right? So this article, which is mainly talking about stripped animals, that is tigers in Sundarbans. So here we need to focus on some facts regarding this Sundarbans that will be important from our environment and ecology point of view. So if you are talking about this topic, the context mainly says that residents of Mitra Bari in Sajjahaleja, okay, and there are two areas which are very much near to this Sundarbans. So in these Sundarbans, what happened, these people who are located in these areas, they woke up on the new year with tiger pug marks in the forest near their habitations. So near the people habitations, here people, they mainly found some pug marks, or we can say like foot marks of these tigers. So later on, guards mainly rushed to the spot and they started placing some nylon nets and as well as trap cages, such that this tiger can be trapped. But in this event, tiger mainly attacked one of them and he had to be rushed to the state-run hospital. So if you're talking about some details which are given in this article, it mainly says that it is not for the first time entry of this tigers into this habitated sites, but it is like a fourth incidence of tiger which is mainly coming into Sundarbans in the past few months. And if you're talking about what might be the reasons, in Sundarbans it is very much difficult to distinguish the areas of the forest which are mainly tiger bearing and as well as which are very much close to habitation, etc. here. So tigers, they often strays into the forest, okay, and they also there could be some territorial fights among the tigers and as well as the people, such that it will also leading to some incidents as well. Okay, so this is about some details regarding this topic. And now let us try to see some facts regarding the Sundarbans. So Sundarbans, it is a very vast contagious mangrove forest ecosystem. Okay, and it mainly contains world's largest mangrove forest, and here the status of this forest reserve which mainly came up, and that led to this Sundarbans Tiger Reserve in 1973, and even the Sundarbans National Park established in 1984, which mainly constitute the core region within this tiger reserve, and it is also designated as UNESCO's World Heritage Site in 1987, and Sundarbans also designated as a Biosphere Reserve in UNESCO by UNESCO in 2001, okay, and also recognized as Ramsar Convention in January 2019. So apart from that, Sundarbans National Park is also known for a wide range of fauna, and it mainly includes like 260 bird species, and is also having threatened world wildlife species, for example Australian crocodile, Royal Bengal tiger, water monitor lizard, gangetic dolphin, and as well as olive ridley turtles, etc. And these Sundarban deltas, they are also only the mangrove forest in India, and these are mainly inhabited by tigers. Okay, and one more important point that you need to remember here is, for its preservation, Discovery India and as well as Worldwide Fund India mainly participated or partnered with the government of West Bengal and as well as local communities in Sundarbans as well. So these are some important things that you need to remember regarding this topic. And now let us try to see next topic. Title says crossing the border viewing through elephant lens. So this article giving some insights regarding the forest first of all. So if you see this first paragraph, it says that time was when forests are covered of land masses of earth. So on our earth we are having the land mass of forest. Now what happened, because of increasing of human population, explosion of a human population and even development, we need connectivity purposes, okay, for mobile or for internet, anything we need to connect our even remote areas. So because of this, forest now just either being a big patches of plants, and these are mainly bordered by trenches, fences, and as well as human settlements, etc. here. So nowadays we are mainly going for the forest sometimes just for tours, right? So we are having some when we want to have to see the nature, to enjoy the nature, we are going for nearby forest as a tours, and we are coming up with the memories by trapping those events in our photographs, and as well as we are writing some blogs, etc. here. So what happened? So an important problem that we are seeing is, so what are the animals that are present there? So they are not like stationary, right? So they are also having life. So they want to move from one place to another place in search of either food or in search of resources or in search of a mating partner, right? So in this context, whenever elephants, they are moving from so and so area, here they are mainly coming across these trenches, etc. So from elephant view, we are mainly talking about this crossing borders now. So this article will be important from environment and ecology point of view, which mainly comes in the GS paper 3. So this article says that because of rise of human population development, we need proper connectivity, and many of these forests, they are now just like a big patches, and these patches of land which is mainly bordered by some trenches, some fences, and as well as human settlements nearby. So one such animal, so if you're talking about animals which are present in this forest, they will be moving from one place to another place. They are not stationary, right? So one such animal that needs a large roaming space and as well as seasonal connectivity or to different forests, they are elephants. So elephants, or we can say like it is a keystone species that will be moving from one area to another area, and they will be going in search of food, and as well as different season they will be liking different forest. So so that here these elephants, they are having a large roaming space, and even they are roaming for especially to find their mating partners as well. And the boundary which mainly marked by us, we are mainly going for trenches, fences, etc. here. What happened many a times here, these elephants, they will go unnoticed, okay, they will not notice these trenches and as well as these trenches, and they will be trying to move. So from an animal's perspective, if you're talking about this trench, wall or fences, they can just be a set of hurdles that they are attempting to cross this to reach the destiny. So here these animals, they will be focused on their destiny. So even though if there are any trenches or if there are any trenches are present, they have to cross them. So so in this way, elephants, they are mainly using some learned skills, especially to cross these fences. So they will be using their tusk, okay. So whenever there is any electric fences they are using, so they will use their non-conducting tusk they will be using, and they will try to cross the fence. And sometimes they will be destroying entire fence by uprooting the trees. So whenever we are going for any electrical wires, when we are laying these fences by using some trees, so these trees will be entirely uprooted by elephants, okay. So in this way, what happened, that will lead to disconnection of wire, and they will be crossing these fences. So this is about this topic, and now let us move on to next topic. Title says fiber benefits. So this article, which is mainly talking about so how the immune therapy, which mainly changes from high fiber diet to low fiber diet in patients. So this article which mainly talking about gut microbiome. So gut microbiome has some influence in this therapeutic response of cancer patients by tuning the immune system. However, the way this happens is unclear. So this article mainly talking about role of gut microbiome. So in the gut, from mouth towards anus, whatever the pipes, that is nothing but stomach, small intestine, large intestine that is present, that will comes under our gut part. Okay, in the gut we are having microbiome, that is microorganisms that are present, and we are having much helping bacteria, that is good bacteria that is present in our gut. So what happened, this gut which is having some influence on our therapeutic response, that means whenever we are taking any medicines to treat some disease, that is called as therapeutic response. So in this therapeutic response also, this gut microbiome plays an important role. And the new study which mainly published in Science, which mainly says that in this melanoma, it is nothing but it is type of skin cancer. So in this melanoma patients, whenever they are taking high fiber consumption, they are showing some better response to inhibitor like immunotherapy rather than compared to the low fiber diet. So if we're talking about some facts regarding this melanoma, so melanoma, it is some kind of serious type of skin cancer, and this skin cancer mainly develop in the cells that mainly produce melanin. So this melanin, it is responsible for your skin color. If you are producing high amount of melanin, you can see the dark color skin is present, and if you are getting low melanin, means you will be having a fair skin. So the pigment that mainly gives the skin color, that is called as our melanin. So melanoma can also form in your eyes, even in your other parts of your body as well, even in your nose, throat, etc. So these are some important basic facts regarding this melanoma. And now let us try to see next topic. It is about prehistoric pollution. So this article mainly talking about this algal blooms, and this algal blooms, it is very important in your environment and ecology, and it is mainly comes under your static syllabus as well. So if you're talking about context, it mainly says that algal blooms that result from anthropogenic pollution can have harmful effects on ecosystem. So if you're talking about algal blooms, whenever there is increasing amount of nutrients that are mainly entering into any water body, so because of high amount of nutrients, that will leads to algal bloom. That means the rapid growth of this algae that is mainly seen here. So this algal bloom, it is one of the result of anthropogenic pollution. That means pollution which mainly caused by humans. So because of this pollution, that is also having some harmful effect on our environment and ecosystem. So if you're talking about some details, it mainly says that recent study mainly found that this algal bloom, it is not only problem in our industrial era, that is in 19th century, but even these algal blooms, they were present during our Mayan period as well, that is pre-Columbian period as well. We can see this type of algal blooms were present. So now let us try to talk about some facts regarding this algal bloom. Algal bloom is also called as marine bloom or water bloom. So here in this algal bloom, we can see there is a rapid increase of population of algae in aquatic system. And these algal blooms, they mainly occur in either freshwater and even in our marine environments. And these blooms, they can injure animals or ecology which was mainly present in that particular ecosystem. So that algal is called as harmful algal bloom. Harmful algal bloom which is mainly having some impact on ecology. Okay, and whenever this harmful algal bloom, that can also leads to fish deaths, and as well as it will also leads to cutting of water to residents, and even it is also has some harmful effect on fisheries as well. So if you're talking about cause of concerns regarding this algal blooms, we can divide these concerns into three types. First one is health concerns, that is public health concerns, ecological concerns, and as well as economical concerns. And now let us try to see one by one in a very great detail. So first one, it is like public health concerns. So if we're talking about this public health concerns, so when we are having exposure to algal toxins, that may also occur through consumption of tainted water, fish or shellfish, or recreational activities, inhalation. So whenever we are taking these toxins, that will be having some severe illness. So within hours to days, you will be getting some illness, right? And next one is ecological concerns. So these harmful algal blooms which have some negative impact on the aquatic environment or aquatic organisms, because in this algal blooms we can see there is a low dissolved oxygen that is present. So because of this, that will lead to high mortality of these marine organisms. And as the algae and as well as plants grow and some others will die, so this dead organic matter becomes a food for bacteria and that decomposes it. So what happens whenever the dissolved oxygen content is decreasing, many aquatic insects and as well as fishes, they cannot survive. So because of this area will be resulted into a dead area. So apart from that, if we are talking about economical concerns, so whenever there is a harmful algal bloom that is happening, that water is unfit for drinking. So because of this, we need to go for treatment of that water for drinking purposes. That will leads to increase in this treatment cost, and even that will also leads to loss of recreational revenue as well, and there is a loss of aquaculture and as well as some fisheries revenue, and that will also lead to livestock sickness and as well as fatalities in this livestock. And the taste and as well as odor components, they are of particular concerns regarding this water suppliers as well. Okay, so this is about some important points that you need to remember regarding this algal bloom. And now let us talk about next topic. So before seeing this topic, I want to make a small announcement on this platform. So if you want to clear this UPSC, I will strongly suggest you to join this prelims test series and as well as mains answer writing course that Rathod's IAS is providing. So in this prelims test series, we are offering 30 tests which will be helpful for at least 2 to 3 times complete revision of your syllabus, and it mainly includes both CSAT and as well as GS papers. And next one is mains answer writing course. So in this mains answer writing course, we are exclusively focusing on your static syllabus, that is GS1, GS2, GS3, GS4, along with essay and as well as case studies. And we are dividing entire syllabus of your GS mains into 1 year, and we are giving just 2 to 3 chapters every week, on which we are giving you daily one mains question. Right, so you have to write and you have to send back to your email ID so that there is evaluation, and there is one-to-one mentorship, and we also provide you model answer as well. So you need guidance, right? So that guidance here we are providing under this course. And apart from that, we are also having foundational course. You can join this foundational course for UPSC GS, and the cost is very reasonable, that is just 60,000 rupees. And we are mainly focusing on quality of education, and we are focusing on this conceptual clarity. So if you are getting the conceptual clarity, then you can excel any exam, not only UPSC, but any exam you can excel that. And if you want to take some individual courses like history, geography, economy, international relations, disaster management, science and technology, environment, so these are ready as of now, you can take those courses. So apart from this, we are also going to come up with the prelims mentorship program. So that will be launched by January 20th. So you can join that in January 20th, and this will be like 4 months or 5 months of program, and this will be exclusive beneficial for clearing of your prelims. So here, if you're talking about this mains answer writing course, so new batch, that is January batch, is going to be started from June 3rd, that is from tomorrow. So please be hurry up, and if you want to join, please join that. So this will be exclusively beneficial, and I will be giving you assurance 100% that yes, for sure you will be completing your GS mains syllabus within 1 year, and apart from that you will excel in answer writing skills as well. Okay, so tomorrow it is the last day for joining for this mains answer writing course, and this new batch will be started from January 3rd. So please try to join this course by today evening. And for the details, please see the description box. The links are given in the description box. And if you want to watch any demo videos, you can register in our website and you can watch 3 demo videos without paying a single penny. And if you want to talk to me directly, you can call to this number 8074765513. Okay, now let's come back and let us see next topic, that is regarding dark genome. So here we need to focus on this, what is this genome. So this article will be important from GS paper 3 under science and technology point of view. So now let us try to see this topic in a very great detail. So if you see context, it mainly says that scientists investigating the dark genome. So this dark genome, it is a DNA which is mainly present outside our genes, and these scientists, they have identified recently evolved portions coding for proteins which are associated with this schizophrenia as well as bipolar disorder. So in this schizophrenia as well as bipolar disorder, scientists, they are mainly investigating the dark genome. Okay, scientists mainly investigating this dark genome, and that have identified recently evolved portions, and they are mainly focusing on coding for proteins as well. So if we're talking about details regarding this study, so this research was mainly published in Molecular Psychiatry. So in this Molecular Psychiatry, researchers mainly said that they discovered they newly discovered some proteins, and these proteins can be used as biological indicators, and these proteins, they can be used to distinguish two conditions, okay, two conditions, and they can identify patients more prone to psychosis. So here, by using those proteins, we can identify the patients who are more prone to psychosis. So here, now let us try to understand what is the meaning, or what is this genome. So if you're talking about this genome, every organism genetic code which is mainly contained in DNA, that is deoxyribose nucleic acid. So these DNAs, they are building blocks of our life, right? So if you're talking about the discovery of DNA, so we found that DNA, it is a double helix structure. Okay, it will be like this. So it is a double helix structure, and it mainly discovered by James Watson and as well as Crick in 1953. And they started studying and understanding how genes dictate life, and as well as how genes are responsible for traits, and as well as heredity, diseases, etc. here. So if you're talking about a genome is nothing but all genetic matter in an organism. So it is all the genetic matter in the organism, and it is mainly defined as an organism's complete set of DNA. So genome, it is nothing but it is the organism's complete set of DNA, including all of its genes. It is called as a genome. And each genome, which mainly contains all of information which is especially needed for building and as well as maintaining of that organisms. Okay, and if you're talking about in humans, we are having normally more than 3 billion DNA base pairs. So this is about this topic, and I hope it is at most clear. So by this, I'm concluding today. I hope you enjoyed this lecture. Please subscribe to Rathod's IAS Academy, and don't forget to like, share and comment my videos, and don't forget to enroll to these courses. And the last day for this enrollment of this January batch for mains answering course is today. So by today night or by tomorrow morning, please try to join this course. So this will be exclusively beneficial, and I will give you 100% assurance regarding this course. Okay, so by this, I'm concluding. Thank you so much.